Hello, I'm Jenny. Welcome to another episode of the Slow Knits Knitting Podcast. In this episode, I have a few very exciting whips to share with you. I don't have any finished objects. I just haven't finished anything in the past month, I would say. That's a little disappointing. Today I am wearing an older finished object. This is the Luna Tee by Charissa Lam. That should be how you say her name. This is one of my favorite knits from 2024. I just wore this to work today. It's a super work appropriate top. This is mid short sleeve length, very elegant look, slightly high neck. I changed the neck a little bit. I folded it just because with my yarn, the raw cast on edge was just not working. And it's a broken rib, 2x2 broken rib. I love this top a lot. And today was a perfect weather for this top. It's 100% wool, but it's using very thin yarn. So it feels very comfortable, especially in office, like a slightly colder office environment. So that's what I'm wearing today. I'm just gonna get into my whips because that's the most exciting part. Hopefully you'll see some finished objects next time. The first one I have mentioned last time, and I was asking for your opinion. This is a test knit, a baby knit, and a gift knit. So I'm knitting for my friend. I decided to knit the 1 to 2 years size just because I thought bigger is always better. This is what it looked like. This is the Pinafore. I don't know how to say that name. I'll just call it a dress. It looked like this. So last time I was asking for your opinion about the color choice because I was slightly worried this blue will be not girly enough. But I still went for this color. It's super cute, as you can see. The skirt looks like this, and I finished the skirt part. This is the front, and I just have 2 straps, and it will crisscross on the back. And then I need to crochet some little edges on the straps, and then also on the bottom of the skirt. It's a pretty simple knit. I'll show you like this. So we cast on, knit stockinette, fold it, and continue knitting stockinette, and then you have this regular increase all the way down to the length that the pattern specified, and then you pick up for the front piece. The front piece is actually really small, even though this 1 to 2 year is the 3rd largest size in this pattern. So the front part is actually a super small rectangle. This is the small rectangle, and then you pick up to knit a strap. I already finished the first strap, and then I am about to do the crochet edge here, and then I'll do the second strap. The only thing I don't like, there are 2 things I don't like about this, is first you can see the top of this front part is also a double folded stockinette. Not double knit, but folded stockinette. And folded stockinette, because it's double layer, plus the edge of the folded part does not curl like how this part will curl in. So this top edge is larger than the bottom, so it will flare out like this. It wouldn't stay flat, it will flare out. I do not like this. I think if it were for me to do it my way, I would either switch to a smaller needle size for this top edge, or I would do some decreases for this double folded part so that it lay flat. And now it's just too much fabric that it will flare out like this. I do not like this. What I'm planning on solving this, I kind of did it a little bit on this side, but it was not aggressive enough. So I think on the other side, I'll have to do it very aggressively, is when I pick up for the edge, for the strap, instead of picking up right here, I'll have to pick up a few stitches in so that I kind of using an afterthought way to decrease some of the stitches here. And the other thing I don't like is this strap is not knitted this way instead of is knitted this way. So when you cast on, you already decide how long the strap is gonna be. So you cannot later change the length of the strap. And right now for this one, I feel like, so and then you make a buttonhole at the end of the strap. I chose to make 2 buttonholes just to make it a little more versatile. But even with this longer buttonhole, this is the length on the back. This is what it's like on the front. As you can see, I feel like my strap is not very long at all. I think the better option would be to knit it this way so that you can adjust the length as you go, and then I think it's always safer to have a longer strap because you can always make more buttonholes so that you can adjust the length based on the kid's size, also based on the growth of the child. So that's this first knit. I'm almost done with it. I just lost steam on this one just because I'm more interested in my other knits. So I haven't been working on this recently. I've been putting this aside. Yeah, I'm just very interested in my other knits right now. Next one is something I'm very, very excited. This is I'm equally excited about the other 3 whips I have right now. That's why this first one is not really very exciting for me. This is a colorful stripe, mohairy, fluffy raglan sweater. And this is what it looked like. Ta-da! This is what it looked like. I didn't use any pattern. I just started a raglan. Raglan is very, very easy. I think anyone with a little bit of experience would know how to do a raglan without a pattern. And I just picked out all of my fluffy yarn. Some are mohair, a lot of them are alpaca. I'm very sensitive, so I was not able to use mohair for a very long time. Recently, I started to get into it. So most of this is alpaca, some kind of alpaca, and I just hold them double. Most of these are holding double, and they're actually surprisingly thin. This type of lace weight fluffy yarn, they're very thin, so even holding them double, this thing ended up being a very lightweight. So I kind of don't even want to call it a sweater. It's super, super lightweight, and I'm using 3.75. I'm pretty sure this is a US 5. Should be 3.75 millimeter needle. The reason I'm doing this colorful raglan fluffy soft sweater, the reason I'm doing this is because recently I have been going through something hard, something challenging in my personal life, and so this is kind of my mood diary, my feelings, my emotions diary. So I'm kind of capturing this journey I'm on with this sweater. So every color is loosely representing a mood or feelings. I didn't specifically write down what color is what. I just grabbed the color that so I picked a whole basket of all my colorful yarns. I put it in this basket, and every day I pick up this project, I just pick up the color that I'm feeling. So it's not a rigid mood. There's not a map. Also, I couldn't really go back to tell you, oh, what was this feeling on this day? Things like that. The other thing, other than just capturing my feelings, the other reason is this is super, super, super soft. So this project is also a sensory comfort to me when I'm going through this hard thing. So every day when I pick this up, it feels very, very, very good in my hands. So it gives me a little bit of comfort. And this colorful theme also brings me joy looking at it. So I've been enjoying this project a lot. This has been put on hold for a little bit, but I will pick this back up soon. I'm very excited about this one. Next one is also something I'm very, very excited. If you've seen my older videos, you have seen what this piece used to be. If you see the top part, you might know what this used to be. I made a raglan checkered sweater I was working on that the top looked like this, but then I finished the body. The body looked like this when I finished it, but I was just not feeling it. I do not like the second half of it. I don't like those colors, how they interact with this main color. I only like the top. So I was gonna rip out the whole thing, but by the time I stopped at this point, I thought, oh, I don't wanna rip out this whole thing because I still really like the top. Like what you're seeing right now, I still really like it. So I thought really hard to come up with a design to save this part, but still create a cohesive piece. And this is what I have. It became something completely different than this. So it used to be this, now it's this. And I'm super, super, super happy with this. I love this so much. So the main color, this grayish color, is a cashmere yarn that I got from China. It looked like this. You can get some really good cashmere yarn in China just because locally we have regions that that's the source of a lot of wool or cashmere fibers. It just came from these regions in China. So yeah, so I just try out different ones. This is just one of the ones I tried. This color is more gray than I expected. That's why it was a little challenging to pair colors with it. The top part is still this old yarn that I used. I think it looks good. It's a creamy color. It's not really white. So you can see later when I switch to a white, there is a little bit of contrast. This color is a more yellowy, creamy. And then this blue is also one of those cashmere yarn I got. It's a super vibrant blue. And then the pattern, this is my most original design because I actually use stitch fiddle and then I drew this pattern and then also this pattern. So I literally drew these patterns myself. I found this in a pattern book. Oh, this is part of the pattern I found in a pattern book. The original pattern is bigger. It's more like this size. So yeah, this is what I have. I'm so excited. I think this looks so good. This might be one of my proudest knits just because it's very original and then it's salvaging something. It turns something I don't like and I saved it and bring it new life. So I'm very happy with this. I'm currently on sleeves. I'm almost done with sleeves. For maybe a week, I was monogamously working on this because I was just super, super, super into it. Now I've been putting it aside because I'm working on my next whip and the colorful one mostly. Also because it's getting just a little hot. So I'm leaning towards some cooler summer knits. So this is the last whip I'm working on. I'm also very excited. If you see my last video, I talk about all the summer patterns that I plan to knit this summer. After I filmed that video, I just got really excited to use this yarn. I talk about this yarn. This is one of those machine knit cone yarn. It's a cotton and silk blend. Because of that video, I took this yarn out and I got really excited. I just cast it on. In that video, I talk about using this for Renunculus, which is what I did. I cast it on for Renunculus. I changed the neckline. Of course, this is the neckline I did. I changed the neckline. This is the neckline I did. So I did a double folded stockinette. And with the folding row, the last edge row, I did a purl row. And then this is double folded. And then initially, I started doing Renunculus with this. I decided to use a thicker needle for a thin yarn. This is a fingering weight yarn, but I was using 4mm needles. So it's bigger than what I would normally do. Normally I would do like 3mm for this size, but I did a 4mm to give it a more loose, breezy fabric. But you can see it's not super see-through. You can see it all. It's not too bad. It's not too gapey or see-through. It's just a very breezy fabric, super summery. So initially I was doing Renunculus. Yeah, this, you can see it really well like this. But I realized I just realized it from this one. First thing I didn't like when I started doing Renunculus is because this yarn is quite thin, and Renunculus is telling you to knit numbers of rows. So for example, it was telling you to, let's say, knit 4 rows and then start doing the first pattern, and then knit 3 rows and then do the second pattern. And then because this yarn is very thin, so the row gauge is very small. So after doing 3, 4, or 5 rows, I was only here. So I start having the pattern right here, which just felt a little too busy because I really like how stockinette looks on this fabric. And I just felt like I don't get to see that stockinette. Immediately I start having this pattern on it. And also the other thing I didn't like is because with this really thin yarn and the big needles, the first pattern looked very messy. And I just didn't really like that look. So I decided to rip back to the stockinette section and just knit a plain t-shirt. So if you saw that video, I also want to knit the plain yoke tee. So this ended up being kind of both Renunculus and plain yoke tee. And because I already have the Renunculus pattern open up, I didn't want to go to Allover and buy the plain yoke tee and then read a new pattern to continue with this very simple plain tee. So I just continue with the increase of Renunculus. It's pretty basic. There's not much to say. It's just evenly increase every whatever stitch you decided to be, and then increase every other whatever row you want it to be. So I end up kind of knitting a plain yoke tee, but I started it as a Renunculus. And this is what I have. I split for sleeves already, and after I split for sleeves and I could try it on, it really brought everything together. I'm really liking this right now. So this is the whip that I am working on right now the most. I'm really excited to finish this and get to wear it for summer. I also really like this color. It's very lightweight, breezy. I'm very excited. So yeah, so those are the whips I have for this episode. And I'll quickly share with you my next cast on I really want to do. I got this yarn from my friend, and she used natural dye to dye this yarn. Isn't it so gorgeous? It's a grayish green color. I thought very hard to think of a yarn to pair with it. I end up finding something that could go with it, but then it wouldn't change the beautiful color too much. And my plan for this is to knit up my first shawl. I've never knitted a shawl, and I am planning on knitting this shawl, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. So it's most of the shawl is a, oh, what is this stitch called? I forget the name all the time. Garter. It's a garter stitch for most of the shawl with a little bit of lace pattern. Yeah, I'm very excited to cast on this project. So that's it. Please let me know what you are working on right now, and if you have any other pattern recommendations for summer knits or anything, please share with me. Happy knitting. Bye.